happy holidays, Merry Christmas, happy Hanukkah, happy Kwanzaa, or whatever you celebrate. Hope you're having a happy holidays because we are back. The fallout of this one. Let's talk about it, man. The Ravens fall to the Browns in an offensive struggle. I mean, just a collapse, not even a struggle. That's a fucking collapse. Barely getting 3 points on the board, including 2 missing field goals, which we will talk about. But guys, let's talk about it. First, actually, Jordan, how are you feeling? You good?
I'm well. I tripped over a dog and went through a glass table, early on in the first quarter. Shortly after Ricard didn't get that fourth down run, I think that was a big moment in this football game as far as setting the tone in the wrong way. But I immediately ended up in the hospital for the night and more or less missed the finer parts of this football game. But it's pretty ridiculous that we couldn't get it going against a pretty depleted Browns team
at all. Ross,
I mean, we all know. I don't. You didn't miss much.
Yeah,
I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, the best part about the game was actually the fallout. That was the most entertaining part. But we do have to talk about the game because you got to start somewhere. For starters, Lamar Jackson out still with this knee injury. Huntley's up. Recipe for, with J.K. Dobbins there, Gus Edwards, you're thinking this could be a pretty decent win. If we keep the ball on the ground, we might actually pull off some victories, but didn't work out that way. just completely abandoned the run game in the fourth. I'm surprised JK did not get any touchdown. That really surprised me, especially he was running pretty decently for a little bit. And then again, it's just like, well, we're done with that.
It's mind-boggling. And even Gus Edwards didn't get a lot of carries in the fourth quarter either. They just they took what was working, which was 9 yards a clip. And we're like, nah, we're going to throw it 30 times with our backup injured quarterback. Let's do that instead.
Yeah.
Yes. JK ends the third quarter with a long run, and then we have a quick screen to Duvernay to end the third quarter. The next play is a Gus Edwards run. After that, Gus Edwards and JK didn't exist in this game plan. I don't know why they all of a sudden are like, hey, let's throw it 30 times with Huntley and have Justice Hill, who's not bad. I don't hate him. Be the running back all of a sudden, all fourth quarter.
Yeah, no,
they were averaging almost both 5 yards a carry. They couldn't stop us on the ground.
No, and the thing about it is, funny enough, the defense again weren't terrible. They held them to 13 points. That's a good defensive game for most teams. Usually, you're relying on offense to score you at least 20-some points, but I just don't. I don't know. And to make matters worse, we didn't get any touchdowns. We lost to the Browns, but even worse, Justin Tucker missed 2 field goals.
Yeah, but it rains and pours, I feel like. And this is the worst offensive stretch for the Ravens since 2000.
Yeah.
Coincidence? I don't know. They won the Super Bowl that year. Defense played great. I mean, maybe that's happening again. Obviously, not the 2000 Ravens defense, but I really would like to see this team get it going against a bad Falcons team at home in 6-degree weather. But that Browns game was hard to watch, even a little bit that I saw.
Like I said, you probably had the most relaxing Saturday of all of us.
Yeah.
Despite going to the hospital, you don't have to watch that.
Almost clipping an artery.
Exactly. Slicing it from
and then, like you said, rains and pours. All of a sudden, Robinson fumbled. By the way, I don't know how he hasn't fumbled more of this stupid. How has no one talked about his ball handling when he catches the ball? Why is his first thing he does is throw it out 3 yards from his body? Like, hey, look what I can. He scares me up. Roquan had better ball handling with him on his interception against Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
But he fumbled. And then the stupid pitch jet, whatever Duvernay that he gets once every 30 times he runs that play. He drops the ball. That might have been gone if he doesn't fumble it.
Mm-hmm.
Incredible.
It is.
It's compounded for sure.
Yeah, and one last thing I actually read. So according to CBS Sports, it was apparently the first time Justin Tucker missed back-to-back field goal attempts since December 14th of 2014. Now, the last time he missed two field goals in a game was in 2018, but yeah, like it's just baffling. I mean, when we saw the first kick, shit was going south. It obviously, game ends, everybody's holding their heads. I mean, Deshaun Watson got his first win. Like what? Like that hurts almost the most. The fact that he was able to get his first win against us. I don't know. I take that personally.
But what was it? 700 days? They said it like 8. They said it like 10, 20 times. How many days has been since he played? Christ, I got sick of hearing that.
Yeah, that got old real quick.
Yeah, 700. Okay, we get it, guys. He hasn't played.
I missed that. Thank God.
Yeah, definitely missed those stats. But you probably know about this. So Tyus Bowser, at the end of the game, leaving the Ravens facility, posts on his IG story footage showing someone had plastered fire grade Roman paper everywhere across the property of the Ravens facility. Actually, it's been deleted, but we got it for you. Roll it.
Lord.
Yeah. So I mean, you essentially have this. The team's already for worse for wear. People are already saying that Harbaugh's lost the locker room, and then this happens. Tyus video recording it because again, if it wasn't recorded, no one would know about it. But I mean, again, there's two things here. Number one is the locker room. Has he lost the locker room? Number two, someone risks criminal charges to get on the property if it is an outside job. If it's an inside job,
there.
huh?
We've been there. It ain't easy to get to. It's been in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah,
it's up in rich middle of nowhere, but still, you got to go a long way just to get to the little front gate.
Yeah, like you felt a certain type of way to do what you did, and that's a telling sign, I think, of just where we are as a team. And it's funny, again, we're still technically wild card contenders.
Number one wild card, actually.
Yeah, but I don't.
A game out of third.
Huh?
A game out of third.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to win the division anymore just because the Bengals are on a totally different level. But it's kind of like it must be a good thing because if we get the wild card, we go to Tennessee or Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Versus playing probably the Bengals. So it's like, I'll take it, honestly. Like, I almost hope we don't win the division, honestly. Part of me thinks that anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I would think, the matchup against the Jaguars round 2 would be a lot better this time around. Especially on the ground game. I think our run game holds up well. And our defense, in my opinion, is way better. I think they're at a better position, and, they've already seen what they're seeing. But again, back to this, I mean, what's going to happen? Like, what are your predictions? Because I think we're at that point, it's the end of the season. We only have a couple of games left for the regular season. Something is coming down the line in the offseason. Again, still have to sign Lamar. We have to re-sign Roquan. And again, the coaching staff is a big question because even if we get to the playoffs, unless we're playing a team that isn't the Bengals, the Buffalo Bills, or the Chiefs, we might not hold up well just given how we've been playing lately.
You want to get first, Ross?
I think we make the playoffs, which we should. There's 10 different scenarios this week we can clinch a playoff spot.
Mm-hmm.
We make the playoffs. I think Harbaugh will be safe for another year if we make the playoffs.
Yeah.
Depending what we do in the playoffs, I don't think Roman's making it again. And that might have to come up top. But Shoddy and DeCosta might have to no. I'm picking who I want to run the team I want to build. I heard someone suggest that today or a couple days. Should DaCosta have a bit more say in who's his OC? Because he does build the team.
Yep.
He said he wants to build a track team, but if you're not going to use them, but yeah, I think playoffs, which like I said, should happen. I mean, let's say it's Harbaugh's job for another year, but I definitely think this should be Roman's last year.
Yeah, definitely. Like you said, I think it depends what they do in the playoffs. I think it's going to be a group effort. Whoever they do bring in to replace that offensive coordinator, do they go to college to bring in somebody that maybe has a more, interesting playbook, kind of like they did with Mike McDonald at Michigan? That's going to be really interesting. I do think they have the ability to go deep in the playoffs with the offensive build they have, believe it or not, just because running the football and defense wins football games. But you just can't stop running the football in the third quarter.
Yeah.
And Lamar Jackson needs to be healthy for the stretch run. If we get him back for that Steelers game and he gets his legs back under him, I do think the Ravens, the optimist in me thinks we can make a run. But I've seen nothing to date that actually makes me believe that could happen. I don't trust them. I don't trust them to make the moves to do it.
Yeah. I think that at the end of the day, that's what it comes down to. I mean, Ross, you mentioned the track team, but the runners are all running flat right now. I mean, Hollywood's gone. Rashad is injured. Duvernay's out. Who do we have now? Sammy Watkins. Welcome back.
Come on down. Come on down.
You want to party, bro? Let's go. And we also have Michael Thomas, but not the Michael Thomas you're thinking about.
Let's bring back Willie Snead while we're at it.
I don't want Mr. Slants either.
Oh,
John Brown, get him in here.
God. I mean, at this point, it's like, even if Lamar comes back, New Year's, he needs weapons. And obviously defenses have figured out Mark Andrews. They're doubling him every time. He's virtually been taken out of the game unless it's blocking, which he has been good at. But again, that leaves you with not much else, especially now with Duvernay on IR, done for the season.
Yeah, I mean, looking down the line, I mean, they have to get him a wide receiver. Everyone they play in the playoffs has a legit number one wide receiver. It's not fair to Lamar Jackson. They just haven't given him the opportunity to really shine with a guy like a Stephon Diggs. Wild to me. They're probably going to try to do it in the draft again, which has not been a huge success for them. I mean, the guy we have now can't stay healthy, but it's like, what are they doing? I would love to see them make a trade like the Cardinals did to get their guy, or the Bills did to get their guy, the Dolphins did to get their guy. Like, that's what it's going to take. A couple of ones, do it. Like, bring in a Stephon Diggs if we have to, type of thing. I mean, he deserves it.
Yeah, if you're truly 100% in Lamar Jackson, and even still, because even if Lamar Jackson isn't the man, now, number one, there's a crazy stat. They actually showed the comparison of quarterback, just quality in the AFC compared to the NFC. NFC is like a bunch of third-rounder, random sixth-rounder guy that got undrafted. Every single quarterback in the playoffs right now for the AFC at the current moment is a first-round pick. So, and like you said, every other quarterback has a number one quality receiver. So if you are all in on your first-round pick, your generational talent quarterback, you owe it to him. You owe him a receiver that is going to get out there, extend plays, and make it happen.
I mean, good. Just look, Josh Allen, the year after they get Stephon Diggs, blows up. Tua, the year after they get him Tyreek Hill, all of a sudden he's leading leagues in passing. Yep. No one thought he was. Everyone started throwing out. I don't know if Miami got one there. I mean, everyone. It hurts up in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
I went on and got A.J. Brown. All of a sudden, they're best team in the NFC. Once a game, he's busting a long run, touchdown.
I will say the only team in it, and it is incredible when you look at it, is the Chiefs. I don't think they have that number one name, but with what they have, Pat Mahomes is making it work. Plus, they have Travis Kelce, who's a freak of nature.
But I will say Smith-Schuster is a household. Yeah. He's not number one in a lot of teams, but he has the pedigree to be a number one. And when you do have a Kelce and you do have a Mahomes, he does shine in that. But again, I think Mahomes is a different level quarterback than anyone who's going to be ever played the game.
Yeah, I
But
mean,
I think it's
really
not
different.
fair that they haven't fully been able to judge Lamar Jackson accurately, and so it's unfair to him. It's unfair to the Ravens that they're moving forward with this unknown signing without
Mm,
really knowing what they have. I mean, they have a guy that could throw 40 touchdowns. We just don't know it. He did
yeah,
it a few years ago, but I think it was because the teams weren't really used to him yet. Now they are. He's got to get somebody that's not named Deshaun Jackson. Come on.
yeah. I mean, again, 8 years ago, we'd be jumping for joy for that pick. Could you imagine if Joe Flacco had Deshaun Jackson? It'd be insane. We would have loved that pick 8 years ago. Nowadays, no. I mean, it's just it's frustrating. But it all comes down to, John Harbaugh, I think, in my opinion. Now, he has addressed, of course, they have the weekly interviews with the media, and John Harbaugh Monday said that he stands behind Greg Roman. And it again, like you said, if we go to playoff, John Harbaugh's job is safe. I think no matter what, playoff saves his job another year. But again, it's going to also probably put him on a short leash because he's going to have to make a decision in the off season. Yeah, I don't know if Greg Roman's going to be there. I mean, he did defend his gameplay, but why would you not? Greg Roman had a press conference the other day, yesterday. Actually, it was. Well, you're probably watching this on Friday, but we're filming this on Thursday. Where he kind of defended the gameplay. He kind of said, "Oh, maybe I should have stuck with the run." Well, yeah, but again, there is two different parts, and he mentioned that there is the fan aspect of it that is all of us, and then there is the personnel, the players, the coaches, and it is a different game for each group. I I don't know. I don't honestly know what happens to Greg Roman, but I think he is the biggest reason why we are where we are right now, personally. Which
I
isn't
do think it. Keep going. Sorry.
no, you can go. Sorry.
I was gonna say I think there's two reasons he's not gone yet, or probably won't be gone. Is that if they cut him, there's really no one in the NFL that can run this offense currently.
Yeah.
I think the answer probably is in the college ranks. And two, if you let him go, you might end up as a consultant for the Bengals for the rest of the year or something. And then you've got a guy that knows the entire Ravens playbook. I don't know. I think there's a lot of reasons going into it. I think mostly it's that they just don't have another option to run a Lamar Jackson offense with a 3 running backs. They should get way better. I mean, they should be running more, but
Yeah.
I think it's also they don't have much left in the bottom of the barrel. You can't just put the quarterback coach out there to expect success.
It's true. Because, I mean, it's like people will always say when they're like, oh, fire Harbaugh, was like, well, who's going to replace him? He just runs you to that. But again, that's all behind us because now we are on to Christmas Eve versus the Falcons in a must-win play. At this point, it's winner. Every game is playoff right now.
Yep.
Winner go home. You have no choice but to win. Huntley's in. I heard he's questionable, slightly injured. He's playing, but we'll see what happens with that. 7-degree wind chill. Holy shit.
Are you going to this game, Ross?
I am.
He is. He is a soldier.
You couldn't catch me at that game. It's too cold. And I think, which that sounds horrible, but I think it is an interesting game. The Falcons are coming out of their warm dome in Atlanta and coming into Baltimore where they've got to play in 7-degree weather on the road against a really tough run defense, a really tough front seven. And we're just I hopefully would think we would pound the rock like 50 times in this football game. Don't throw the football, really. You probably don't have to win this football game. No one wants to get hit or hit the turf in this football game. And now you've got Gus probably running the ball.
Roquan wants to hit people.
It's going to be unbelievable.
Yeah. It's going to be
Roquan's excited to play in this.
Oh, he's built.
He wants to hit people.
This is what
as he said himself, he wants to become a predator. He's excited about this cold weather game. It's football weather, as he says.
Well, you got to think Chicago. This is an every Sunday occurrence right here. That's why it is interesting. So, again, 7-degree wind chill for the Saturday game. Atlanta, even if they got here today, wouldn't experience weather cold enough to get them ready for
No.
Saturday. It's
And no, sorry, go.
no, I was just gonna say it's at an extreme disadvantage.
And they've got the rookie quarterback in there. Because Mariota's gone, so like the Ravens are going to absolutely feast on this kid from the South. Like it's going to be unbelievable.
Yeah. I mean, in theory, this should be a beautiful defensive game. I think what's to be expected? Old school Ravens football. I'm talking like grainy ass, analog TV 2002, just fucking cold, hardcore Ravens football. I think that's the only way we're going to win from here on out, to be honest. I don't think we have the potential to get flashy. I just don't think it's going to be there until maybe Lamar gets back. And even still, it's like we're just going to have to really wear teams down.
It's honestly, it's the way to go, regardless of what injuries or not. I feel like this could be a blessing. This game is happening the way it is. And I also think that if they just come out and put up 300 some yards on the ground, the entire NFL is going to be like, God damn it if they keep doing this. Of course, the Ravens aren't, because Roman's insane and he's going to want to prove that he's a freaking coordinator that can throw the football. When you have like the best running quarterback of all time, a three-headed monster in the backfield, the best offensive line in football, two tight ends that can block, like it's stupid.
Yeah.
It's infuriating.
If you're not going to invest in quality receiver, but you're going to invest in everything else to make a beautiful run game, just fucking use it the whole time. Yeah. I don't understand. Play action when you can. Just grind the fucking ball the whole time.
And especially with an injured backup.
Yeah.
Who you could tell did take the lesson that he told, hey, be careful in this game, because one, he learned how to stretch the ball out. He had a problem with that against Pittsburgh because he just kept talking. And he also didn't, run face first into someone else.
Yeah.
Because I don't need to see Anthony Brown again. Like, he's great. He's a good guy. He stay on the sideline. Don't need a third string quarterback again.
One thing I want to talk about before we get into the injuries. We have a few guys out, but I wanted to talk about something because, again, Huntley's injured, and it's clearly because he's getting hit a lot out of bounds. He's taking a lot of shots that no quarterback should ever take. I was watching the Bills game, and the play where Josh Allen gets knocked out of bounds, and you would have thought there were 3 EMTs out there. His team's about to fight the other one, and it was handled exactly how you would think it would be handled if a quarterback in the NFL was hit like that. I've seen Tyler Huntley get hit like it's an open field tackle, and not one penalty is called, and it's just so weird to me, so bizarre. And it might be a conversation for an even longer episode, but it's very frustrating that we're in this position right now, and I don't think it's going to change.
Yeah, there's no proof. There's nothing to show me that it's going to change, unfortunately. So they just got to continue to just push through it.
Yeah, like the refs don't care.
Grind out wins.
Mm-hmm. It's just unfortunate. Ross, what do you think, man?
You don't want me to talk about the refs.
Oh, I want you to talk about the refs.
Oh, no.
Oh, we do.
Oh, God. Well, we didn't even get to talk. I mean, it almost cost us in the Pittsburgh game. I don't know how many pass interference calls are going to get called against the Ravens that I never have seen. I'm pretty sure I saw us out that we're the second most team that has defensive pass interference calls, but our guys can get mugged up and down the field, and it's like, it's fine. Yeah. And like I said, the unsportsmanlike call against Peters, me and my cousin were talking about it. Did anyone actually see that? Where they normally have a clip of, what the second guy did, but it's weird that no one ever saw that. But we're not gonna. I mean, you saw Lamar earlier this year. He even said, "I guess I should start begging for calls like everyone else does."
Yeah.
And Huntley, he's a backup. He ain't gonna get the calls. Let's be honest.
It's like you're not even. They don't even know you exist barely. You're just really a placeholder, and it's sad. It is sad, but again, that is the NFL. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, I don't know. Hopefully things will change, but again, it doesn't seem like it. We're just gonna have to grind. We're gonna have to go hard. But injuries, we have no Lamar, no Calais Campbell, no Marcus Peters. Probably not the worst game for those three guys to
Yeah, I agree.
miss. I'd much rather have them ready for the Steelers because, again, that game's obviously going to mean something. We knew it was going to happen. But again, not a bad game for them to miss. It's going to be extremely cold for no reason. There's no reason your body needs to hit the ground. There's just no reason. So, you know what? It is what it is.
Yeah, I think this is where you're going to see the rotational depth on the defensive line, even without Calais, really come into play here. I think having two really good linebackers, it's going to be good here. And I think you're just going to see the offensive line just try to impose its will. And the Falcons don't want to be here. It's Christmas effing Eve. You know what I mean? They don't want to play in 7-degree weather. The season's over for them. Backup quarterback, nothing to play for. If the Ravens can come out, punch them in the mouth early, like it's a high school football game, like it's done. Like they're going to give in, and the Ravens probably win like by 30 points. And they could probably put Anthony Brown in. Like that's the ideal world. Is that your fourth quarter, everyone's on the bench.
Yeah,
already Christmas.
I swear we said this before, though.
Yeah, every week. Honestly, God.
I swear the past 5 weeks we said that. It's good. And then what? Next thing I know, I'm sitting there half through the game, about to have my 10th heart attack of the season.
We've had the easiest second half schedule in the NFL. I think we've lost damn near every single one of them.
Wow.
Infuriating.
I remember being here a few weeks ago talking about that. It's like, it's going to be a fucking breeze.
After the Saints game, it was like 23 days off, come back, play the Jaguars, let's go. And then just continue to lose football games. Or like at least make it really interesting. Unnecessarily.
Crazy. One last thing before we go. Of course, we've all been voting for Pro Bowl votes. Ross, let's talk about who made the Pro Bowl this year, man.
Well, we got, some normals. We got Andrews making his third. Duvernay making his second, but probably not going to go to it. Martin Humphrey making his third, well-deserved. Patrick Queen, fourth. I mean, there's not many other fullbacks. I mean, I think this Miami's was close, but I mean, both AFC and NFC fullbacks were at one time Ravens. Roquan making his first.
You've heard that correctly. Yes.
For the first, no, he's made the Pro Bowl before. Hasn't he?
No, this is his first selection
ever. Even in the end, he won he won the All Pro award.
I heard him. I've heard it multiple times. But I don't know. But then we got Tucker making a 6.
Yeah.
But Kevin Zeitler leads all fan voting and doesn't make it. And don't tell me popularity contest because Justin Houston has almost 10 sacks and TJ Watt makes it with 4,
missing half a season nonetheless.
Yeah, I think you'll end up seeing some of these guys get in because people get hurt or teams pick the Super Bowl. But yeah, it's surprising that no the Ravens O-line is at least going to this game.
I mean, even Ben Powers put up numbers surprisingly out of 9.
And Lindenbaum was probably the best center in the NFL.
Yeah,
statistically.
Again, it's weird. It's weird. To confirm though, Ross, you were correct. It is Roquan's first. In an interview with the Ravens after they announced it, he said, "Thank you for all the fans who voted me into my first Pro Bowl." That says something to me. Now, Chicago. When's the last time you ever really saw him in on national TV before this year? I mean, if you don't get the exposure, you're not going to get the votes.
That's true. They always play early in the year against like the Packers. They just don't play anymore.
Yeah, that's it.
But I mean, he's put up. I mean, it's surprising just because you think after year 1 he won All Pro that he would just like get in.
Yeah, I would think the NFC had Wagner, has Fred Warner. We just got to think of other middle linebackers in the NFC or whatever position he technically is, but he's ours now, and we got him the Pro Bowl.
And I love it.
Yeah,
we got to resign that guy. We got to make sure that's number 2-ish 1. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. Top of the list of resigns. I think he'll be one of the easiest, in my opinion. I think it'll be the least amount of blood signing him.
Mhm.
Ravens are gonna have to throw a fucking Brinks truck at him and maybe an entire bank, possibly. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, what you were saying again, the best offensive line and virtually having our guys get stubbed is just absolutely infuriating.
Like I said, how do you lead fan voting and you don't make it? I don't. What is going on? Thought this was for the fans. It's not even a game anymore.
Yeah, that's also the other thing. I mean, the Pro Bowl has become, and me and my wife were talking about this, and she was like, "Well, I mean, it's not like baseball and basketball. You're playing a sport in football where your body's constantly getting hit. Nobody wants to do that in an extra game anymore. It's a different NFL. It's clear as day. Am I interested to see a flag football game? I don't even know what the hell that's even going to look like.
Hey,
I'm
I
not
had more
watching.
fun watching the skills thing than ever watching the game the
Yeah,
past few
the
years.
skills game
Yeah,
is what they should
the
keep
skills
it
have been
to.
where it's at.
And
Yeah.
Oh man,
Maybe like a 7-on-7 would be cool. Part of the skills contest. You don't need to.
yeah. I am interested to see how they're going to run this game though. Like I could see I mean, if it's anything like the flag football that like me and Ross played, I mean, we could probably see who knows. Fucking Mark Andrews at quarterback actually throwing. I don't know.
But
It's
do you really like? Do you really want Patrick Mahomes quarterbacking in a game like that, and he just twists his knee or something in a fake ass football game, and like that'll kill that game faster than a freaking yeah.
yeah,
There's no way. I think a lot of players are like, I'll go, but I'm not going to play.
yeah. Like I would it would honestly, yeah, it's flag football not worth it. You're gonna fuck up your ankle
For what? What's the fucking point?
for
Oh,
nothing.
it's better than the pointless game we used to watch when the line would just be like, "Hey, I'm blocking you. Look at me, I'm blocking you. You can't get by me because all they can run is like 3-4 defenses."
When did the playoffs go soft? Because I feel like I remember watching it in college like 10 years ago. And it was actually semi-entertaining still.
When it got moved before the Super Bowl,
Mm,
and technically also when it got moved from Hawaii.
that's true.
Just think, it used to be a free trip to Hawaii for the families, and it was at the Super Bowl, so everyone would go.
Yeah.
And they know they would have to be off for the rest of the year. Now it's, hey, you just lost in the playoffs. Want to come play this before the Super Bowl? No.
And now obviously it'll never probably
And
ever go back.
another thing that changed it.
What? Yeah.
Yeah, players started getting paid a lot more, and they didn't want Sean Taylor's taking out punters for no reason.
Oh, yeah.
Like Jordan said, do you really want Patrick Mahomes even playing in a real Pro Bowl game with how much money he's making? Get one jealous, say, like I said, rookie or second-year player. I'm in the Pro Bowl. I'm going to take it. Blown knee. He's done for a year.
Yeah.
Possibly ruin how he plays.
Yeah.
So yeah, money changed. And once they basically like, hey, you can only do this. You can't blitz. You can't do this. They were basically telling him how to play the game. My fun thing though, Ray Lewis is the defensive coordinator.
Yeah. That's gonna be really interested to see.
Manning versus Manning as head coach.
Man, they're
They're going to be mic'd up.
Yeah, those are gonna be really interesting to see. But show. A lot of good conversation. But before we go, we got to give a game ball. Game ball goes to it's I struggled even thinking about who to give a game ball, but it just made sense. Give it to the running backs. They kept us alive. They kept us in the game. That running back room, game ball to you. Like, share it. If only you could have done more. If only your coordinator had kept running 4 quarters. But here we are.
Hopefully they'll run and run and run their way into the playoffs and then run the ball in the playoffs.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
You got low-key 2 of the best running backs in the NFL right now. In my opinion, I think they're 2 of the best. They are up there, both of them. If used properly, they are up there. With that line, let's go old school. Fuck it. Embrace it. Let's go.
Pretty sure Dobbins, I think, is at least top 5 the last 2 weeks in yards in the whole league in rushing.
Yeah.
And then just he for some reason doesn't get more than 15 carries a game. I don't know what is his problem. They just like, not 15. Stop. It's like all you did in college. So no more after 15. What? Okay. He wants more, but Well, hopefully he gets more and hopefully he gets more of a speed back. You saw it, it's getting there.
Oh man, yeah, like, he's not 100%. Well, what the fuck does 100% look? Because that must be crazy. Like that must be insane. 100% him. Because if he's only at 80 and this is what he's doing,
Yeah.
come on, let's go. I'm excited. Again, arguably two of the best running backs in the NFL. Let's use them. But any last thoughts, Jordan?
Merry Christmas to everybody out there, and I hope that we get a Ravens win for Christmas. That'd be nice.
Mm-hmm. Ross?
Oh, like we've been emphasizing, just run the damn ball. I don't know how many more times we could say it. I say it every week when we're Tech Vanilla. What does Roman do? Hey, we just run the ball a lot. Hey, like, watch this one. Let's pass it 3 times. No, let's just not. I don't care. Just run the ball. You know it's working. You see it working.
Jordan, I cut you off.
His Christmas gift should be he should be thankful they let him on the damn plane in Cleveland. I said it. They should have said, no, our plane leaves in later. It's another flight. Nope, catch that one.
Oh man. No, me. Merry Christmas, happy holidays, whatever you celebrate. It's hope you enjoy with your families. Hopefully the Ravens can get a win. Yes, I'm hoping for a win. I hope Ross stays warm. And hopefully is ready to party next weekend. But I think it should be a good game. I mean, we've said this week after week. We think it should be a good game. For some reason, we know they play to the talents. But again, we know the formula. I don't think after the scrutiny and just the shit show it was in the media of over gameplay that they'll have any problems. I think I'm confident that the public whipping will have done its trick and we can continue on.
Yes, sir. Could be a blessing in disguise, but we won't know for a few more weeks.
Yeah.
Honestly.
We won't know, but we still have 3 games left, and it's playoffs from here on out, win or go home. As for speaking on behalf of the Charm City Media family, wow, I almost went old school on it. We wish you a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays from our family to yours. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and stay tuned for more next week. We may have guests on here to discuss the Steelers and Ravens game. We may have guests, so stay tuned for that. Take care.